Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm starting this video a little bit later in the day than I would usually. I'm just about to make dinner. I'm in the middle of my evening routine. I've showered, done my skincare, and we're about to cozy up for the evening. But I thought I would share with you guys what I'm gonna be making for dinner. I make a variation of this at least once a week. It is so easy, so healthy, but so delicious and filling and just satisfying. So I love this. So I'm gonna be making a veggie pasta with some gluten-free penne, and tonight I'm just using some mixed frozen vegetables. You can of course do this with fresh vegetables as well, either baked in the oven or fried on the pan, but for very quick meals I love to just use some frozen ones. Got some arrabbiata sauce, and then I'll be steaming up these green beans to have on the side, and they're like little french fries. Green little french fries. And you guys know I love baked salmon. This is one of my favorite things ever. So easy to prepare as well. You just put this in the oven for 20 minutes at around 180 degrees Celsius. I top them with these spices, so some oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, olive oil, and some tamari sauce. And this usually takes me like 30 minutes to prepare, if even that. Very minimal cleanup as well. So if you guys have not tried a variation of this, I would highly recommend it. These will just go in this steamer basket. Love a little avocado with this. Yum, yum, yum.
It's just the best salmon in the world. You can eat nowhere in the world better salmon than this.
Thank you so much. I love it too. It's really one of our favorites, and we can make a bigger portion, have it for the next day. Before we relax for the rest of the evening, I wanted to bring you guys into our bedroom and chat a little bit about having a really good night's sleep. This has been something I've really been focusing on, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, for the last few months. I would say like starting springtime or so, I started sleeping without an alarm clock, for example, and we made some changes to our bed, which I will also share with you guys. But yeah, I've really seen the impact of what really good quality sleep can do to your body, to how you feel. We all know that when we sleep is when our body goes into the deepest modes of healing and repairing and regeneration. There's really nothing that can replace that high quality restorative sleep. And also just from a physical standpoint, I feel like I would say I'm in the best physical shape of my life in terms of like how I feel in my body. And I'm not doing anything crazy different in terms of what I'm eating or how I'm exercising. In fact, walking is my preferred method of exercise these days. I like to do around like 8 to 10,000 steps. Sometimes it's less than that depending on the day, but my point is I'm not doing anything, you know, crazy like exercise wise. And same with food. I eat basically everything except for lots of dairy because that does break my skin out, but otherwise I'm just eating normal and I feel so good in my body, and I really think that has to do with having good quality sleep. So a few of the things that I love to do is, number one, at the end of the day I love to take a shower. Just wash the day off, use a body wash or something that smells very therapeutic. It's not just a physical wash for me, it's an emotional, kind of like mental, spiritual. I just let the whole day wash and rinse off of me, and that kind of kicks off my evening routine. Then I will of course do my skincare. I find that very therapeutic as well, just like washing and cleansing your face, taking care of your skin, serum, moisturizer, all of that good stuff. And then I really like to set the tone and the mood in the apartment, so I won't have any any of the overhead lights on. I like the cozy kind of like eye level or hip level like height of lamps, like table lamps. That was a very long way to say table lamps, but basically like low lights in warm tones, so nothing like iridescent or blue or too sharp. When I don't set the mood like this, Mo will come in and turn all the lights on, like all the overhead lights. It's way too bright, it's way too daytime for me. I really like to just set the mood and have everything be nice and dim so we can still see something. Of course we still have light, but it's not like resembling sunlight like from above, you know? And then something that literally changed the way that we slept. So we went to Dubai in the springtime, and in the hotel room they had 2 duvet covers, so 2 separate duvet covers. When we both sleep, we love to kind of like wrap ourselves like burrito style in the covers, and that's a problem. Like if you both want to do that, you can imagine all of the tugging and the pulling and the waking up at night. Anyway, when we were in Dubai, we had the 2 covers and it was just like that in the room, and you guys, we slept so incredibly well. There was no fighting over the covers. We were both like sleeping happy. Nobody was waking up at night, and it literally changed the way that we slept forever. And the way that I kind of go around the duvet cover not looking perfect as, you know, one piece would, is that we now have a bed cover over our duvets, so you don't really see it anyway. It kind of just lays over and like makes a nice canvas on top. I just got one from Zara Home that I really love, but I'm still figuring out our bed situation in terms of like the linens. I will do a whole video on that once I am happy with it, but bed covers is the way to go if you have 2 duvets. Another thing that is very essential for me that I've talked to you guys about lots before is listening to a guided meditation or a relaxing story as you're going to sleep. This is one of the things that really helped me to go to bed earlier. So when my mind is racing, if I'm thinking about a lot of things, or if I'm like not really that tired, listening to a meditation is literally game changing. I will be knocked out, and it's such a nice way to kind of drift off into sleep because you are focusing on the words of the meditation, on the music, and just on that nice calming vibe, as opposed to if you're just like watching something on TV or scrolling through social media and still having those thoughts in your mind. But if you go to bed with a positive and calming energy, I feel like that really changes the way that you sleep, how you dream, how you wake up. And my favorite app when it comes to sleep meditations is definitely the Aura Health app. I've been using this app for the last few months and I absolutely love it, and they are kindly working with me on this video, which is really, really exciting. Aura is a new Apple award-winning mindfulness and sleep app containing thousands of meditations, stories, as well as playlists on CBT, life coaching, and even spirituality. So it's like a Spotify, but for your emotional health. There is a whole section on the app that's just dedicated to sleep, but they also have meditations and programs for stress, anxiety, self-confidence. And what I think is really cool about Aura specifically compared to other apps is that it gives you personalized recommendations and playlists for what you need. Something else that I love is that there are many different teachers on Aura. Sometimes you might not connect with a specific person, the way they speak, maybe their voice, like how they are conducting the meditation. And with Aura, you have lots of different teachers and professionals, so you can really browse through their library and see who you connect with the most. I again really like the sleep section on the app. I use it almost every evening. They even have like bedtime stories and just calming music if you don't want to listen to a meditation that night, but the meditations are very, very good. Aura had been so kind to offer the first 500 people who click the link in the description box down below a 7-day free trial of the Aura app plus 25% off your first year subscription. Again, the link will be down below in the description box. I would highly recommend checking the app out. Another thing that really helps me to wind down before I go to bed is to do a little brain dump of the things that I'm thinking about. If there are any like to-dos that I have to do the next day, or if there's something that's like swirling around in my head that I need to remember, just getting them out on paper feels so good, and you know that they're there, so you don't have to be thinking about them all the time. Like you can come back to the list the next day and get to it then and not have to worry about it that evening. And of course, something that I love to do, which I don't get to every evening, but that is to read a little bit before bed. I don't know if it's just me, but I get very sleepy and very tired when I read. Mo and I, we do love to sit and watch some TV, which is what we're gonna do in a bit. But then I do think it's nice just to read like maybe a paragraph or a page, you know, just before going to bed. Again, it gives you a little bit of a positive and uplifting energy, and it can give you inspiration for the next day, make you feel excited for the next day. And also for me, again, it just makes me very, very sleepy and tired. Those are a few of the tips that I would highly recommend that have been truly life-changing for me and the quality of sleep that I get. So I hope that you guys found some inspiration with these tips. I would also love to know if you guys do anything specific in your evening routine, or if you do any of the things that I mentioned. Let me know down below in the comments. Good morning, you guys. It is a new day. Just got myself ready. We are about to head out and enjoy the day. It is so nice today. I have one of my really good girlfriends here visiting, so we're gonna go and hang out. But before I head out, I wanted to do a little kitchen tour for you guys and share with you what I keep in my cabinets and my drawers, and maybe you guys will find some little organizational tips or techniques that you could apply into your own kitchen and your own space. Fun little fact, some of you guys might know this, but there was actually no kitchen in this apartment when we decided to get it. So we put in this entire space along with the island as well. I will link a few videos down below where I talk more about like the building process of this kitchen, but I am so happy with how it all turned out. It was so fun being able to completely customize the kitchen. Of course, like I've mentioned, we had restrictions with where the faucet could go because of plumbing constraints and things like that. But other than that, we could literally do whatever we wanted. And I definitely wanted to make sure that we had a nice big island space where I had plenty of space to work. Also storage. This is something else that we had very, very little of in our old apartment. So this is truly such a dream come true for me. I even cried. I was very emotional when all of this came together, and even just right now, like when I'm talking about it, like it really does make me very emotional because I love this kitchen so much. It really makes me so happy, and it's such a dream, like to have this. You guys know I love to cook, prepare food, so to have this space and it being like so fresh and clean and white and just like so beautiful. I'm so grateful for it every single day, and I'm so happy that I can also share this space with you guys in my videos, you know, and we can really enjoy it together. And that was my intention from the start. So I'm so happy with how this has turned out. In the beginning, we actually had silver handles and knobs on the cabinet doors, but then as the kitchen was coming together, we loved the little black accents. So we have that for the bar stools, of course, for this frame, and then we have some black accents on the lights as well. So we ended up changing the handles, and I really, really love it. Okay, so I'll start with this middle piece. This is where we have our cutlery and all of our forks and knives. Having some pens and post-it note is really important in this drawer. This is where I write down, like, if we run out of something, if I need to get something, it will go here so that I don't forget. Tweezers for little labels or things underneath, like plates. When you get something new, you have to like take it off. So that's very helpful. I also love these for clipping together open bags of food, wrappings and stuff like that, just so that it stays fresh. Lemon squeezer, some tape, and other little things. And then in this one, we have more kind of small little utensils, some baking stuff. This little handheld blender is so great for soups. And then in this one, this is where our kind of like pantry begins. First of all, the avocados. I keep these out so that they can ripe really nicely. And then when I start feeling them getting like very soft, I will transfer them into the fridge. But these are all still pretty hard, so they're gonna stay there. But here we have like pastas, bread, some crackers, and then here I have some spices, but these are just refills of the ones that I have in a cupboard over here. But yeah, you will see these acrylic organizing bins throughout our kitchen. I love them for separating things, keeping things more organized. We have all different sizes and variations, and you can get them on Amazon, so I really love those. And then in this drawer, this is where I have like more kind of pantry style items. Got some grains and baking stuff here, and then this organizer here I find so helpful for pasta sauces, soups. We've got coconut milk down there, crushed tomatoes. I think this is meant for more open spaces, but I actually really love it in our drawer because we're able to utilize all of the space. And this way it's also very easy to see everything that we have. So really love this, also from Amazon. So moving on to this side, this is my wellness and supplement drawer. We've also got some drinks in here. This is my mud water, my little collagen drink that I've been loving from JS Health. And then we have all the little scoopers here in this container. So that is our wellness drawer. This is Mo's. I would say this is more of like a pharmacy kind of drawer. That's always what I've called it, his pharmacy. This is more of Mo's stuff. Then this is the most random drawer in this entire kitchen. I think we all have that like one very random drawer in our kitchen, right? That we just put all the random things, but I do try to keep it organized by keeping them at least in little bags. Okay, moving on to this side. This is where we keep all of our dish towels, as well as this little tripod that I use for when I'm filming in the kitchen. It's helpful to keep that here on the side. Some tissue, stuff for our lighter, some batteries, candles, and then in this drawer, this is like more of the fun drawer. This is where we have lots of different snacks, cookies, some bars, dried fruit, nut butters, chocolates, and just like little snacks and things like that. Again, I love those little clips for keeping the packages closed. And then in this one is where I keep all of our bags for grocery shopping and just any bags in general that we might need for future things. They're all here. And then we also have some Tupperware here. So this is like the storage container drawer. So that is all of our island space. Now moving on to this side, starting with the cabinets. In this first one, we have all of our glassware, cups, glasses, wine glasses, these little jars for my chia puddings, juice bottles there in the back as well. And then on this side is where we have our plates, bowls. Again, we didn't have any cabinet space in our old apartment, so really love having this area. And then in these two cabinets, we have more glassware, but things that I don't really use that often, more bowls. So when I do need to get something out of there or from any of these ones, I have this little stool here that I use. I got this from Zara Home, and I just pull it out, pop it over there, and I can reach all of the top cabinets. So in this cabinet here over our stove, I've got some baking stuff, some larger bowls, salad spinner, and this is some more items for baking, a cake tray, and things like that. So speaking of this area, this is where I cook everything. I really wanted a gas stove, something like this. I will put in a picture here. But again, this was one of the constraints that we had with the kitchen. We could only do electric, so that is what we have for now. I still love it, but of course it would have been amazing to have like a raised one. But anyway, it does work well, and I love to cook here. So in this first drawer, I've got all of the lids for the pots and pans, and these two containers with different spoons, things that I need for cooking. I like to just have it very handy in the same space. And then here is where we have our pans, little Ziploc bags, foil, baking paper, and of course our pans. And I do like to separate them with a little tissue just so that the surface doesn't get very scratched. And then in this bottom drawer is where we have our larger pots, some sieves. This is a grater and like a little splash mesh cover thing. Again, I wanted to make sure that all of this was right here above where we cook, just for like easy access. Another thing that was kind of a constraint with this kitchen is that we don't have that much counter space because we needed to put in an oven and our fridge. So our counter space on the side is kind of limited, but we do then have, of course, this nice big island here where I can work and do everything I need. But that kind of left little room for, you know, appliances. So I just decided to keep out the coffee machine and the water kettle, and then everything else in terms of like my blender, toaster is here, which I'll get to. But yeah, I do really love this little corner. I think it's very cute. So in this drawer, because I do cook just here, I like to keep all of our spices here and also some sweeteners for our tea and coffee. Really love these spice labels. I got these from Etsy, and these actual jars are from Amazon. I love how it makes everything look nice and uniform, because obviously if you get spices from different companies, it can all just start looking very jumbled. And again, I keep them in these acrylic little containers. And I do also have a anti-slip mat at the bottom here, because I do open and close this so many times, everything was just moving around, but this really helps. So that is that drawer. And then underneath is our tea and coffee drawer. Again, I like that it's right here in the same space. Again, these little acrylic containers are so helpful. They make everything look so nice and cohesive. Also have some coffee pods in there, things for my matcha, extra tea in the back. And then in this bottom drawer here is where we have our olive oils, vinegars, and things like that. Chopping boards. I also keep my onions out. Apparently they do better when they're out, so I keep them here. And this larger pot in the back for making loose leaf tea, so I just keep that there. So that is this section. This is our dishwasher, by the way. I love that it's just like integrated directly into this space. This is where we have our trash, cleaning products, dish tabs, trash bags, paper towel, and things like that. So moving on to this side, this is where we have our oven and two really nice big drawers for bigger appliances. This space kind of changes up depending on what I'm using a lot of, but I really like that they're nice and big and just very easy to access. So I've got toaster, egg steamer, some things for baking, protein powders. They are a little bit bulkier, so it's nice to have them there. And then in this bottom one, we have our Vitamix, our juicer, larger appliances that we use pretty regularly. And then the rest of the big appliances are in those two cabinets up here. And there you can see our food processor, milk frother, panini kind of grill, waffle maker, and some other little things in there. And then of course, one of my favorite cabinets is this one right here. This is where we have our seeds, nuts, coconut flakes, and cacao powder is up there. This is of course such a fun cabinet. It's so like beautiful to look at. Of course, if we didn't have all the other space, I wouldn't be able to display them like this. Like I would have to use the back space. But since you guys see, I made sure that we had lots and lots of space in this kitchen. This is something that we are able to do. Okay, I think that is all of the spaces. Love this little rug, by the way. I got this online. I don't remember from where, but I'll see if I can find it and have it linked for you guys down below. This is our countertop, by the way. It's a real stone, feels really nice, and I love that it's like a nice soft marble. Very pretty. So because there's a lot of white in this kitchen, I wanted to put in some pops of like green with plants, some wood, and just give a little bit of texture. This tray here is from H&M Home, I believe. Love this for putting my rings on. I of course also love it as a decor piece. I like bringing in some texture and different colors so that it just looks a little bit warmer, because I think if you do an all white kitchen, it looks stunning, but I think it does need a little bit of warmth added to it. So again, with like some plants. Also love this little tea towel from Capri. Just adding in a little texture and personality and pop of color, I think goes a very long way. And here's the view from the other side. So this is what I look at when I'm cooking, preparing food. I love that it's nice and open. This faucet, by the way, we also ended up changing from our original plan. It was silver before, but we thought with the black accents, the black would just fit much better. And I really love this. This extends down so you can just like easily wash things. Also love this little sponge basket, by the way. It keeps these a little bit more hidden, and of course, if they're wet, it just drains down. So yeah, this is our kitchen. Here is another look. For those who might be wondering about these stools, they are from, I cannot remember the name, but I will pop them in here, and of course I will have them linked for you guys down below. But yeah, this is our kitchen. I hope that you guys enjoyed that little tour. Let me know if you have any questions down below. We're now gonna go out and enjoy the day. I don't know if I will film much more after this, so I will wrap it up here, but if I do, I will add in the clips at the end. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check the description box down below for links, recipes, anything that I mentioned. I will try to have it linked for you guys down below. I hope that you're all having a really nice day, and I will see you in my next one.